Hello, this is Editor Lion coming from, the future of recording this. Unfortunately, Lion in the past has decided to mess up the recording a little bit by not recording his mic. So, what I did is I went through and added in what I thought was the questions. I did my absolute best to add in what I thought was the questions, so there may be some weird issues where the mouth may not match the words and yada yada. I do apologize, but they are as close. I rewatched it, it looks good and it sounds good. I think so. Mic may be a little off because I'm using my desktop mic, but thank you for your patience. Please enjoy this episode. Welcome to Metaverse Degen, and I'm Lion.
I'm Old Man Raptor, and we have three hell of a guests today, and they are starting from the left to the right, if you would please, if that's possible.
I'm demonetized. I am the person in charge of development of the VRCKmart Center.
Hi, I'm Marcella. I'm the basically the store manager, the owner of VRCKmart.
Hello, my name is Mavrin. I am the assistant manager for VRCKmart.
Great to see you all here.
Indeed.
Knowing that we're in a parking lot in front of Kmart, folks. Look out. Hopefully they don't use me as a cone just to go around, go around, go around. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad we got to know. Something else I'd like to know is what are you known for and what got you started?
I'd say that personally, I'm not most known for anything aside from Kmart.
To be honest, kind of the same. If you go back a bit, I was a little bit more known in the old Midnight Munchies group on VRChat. I used headset. No, did my headset come back? I love my headset sometimes. That's what happens when I have a wireless adapter. But I think I was originally known as for more of the Midnight Munchies, helping them out and stuff early on in VRChat. But I think other than that, it's mainly just been for Kmart as well.
As far as I go, I'm not known much actually anywhere besides I occasionally stream. That's about all I'm known for. Besides that and being the assistant manager, I'm just kind of there. So
That's understandable.
Something else I'd like to know is what got you guys into VRChat in the first place?
VRChat for me was kind of just a thing that I came across one day on Steam. It's like, oh, a free game, and it's in VR, and I just got an Oculus Quest too. This is a cool game, and then the VR gods kind of kidnapped me, and now I'm stuck here.
God, you got stuck at a hellacious place, man.
I think it was mainly for me because of COVID. Mainly, I kind of started playing. I was just looking at VR games to play because I had a headset that I didn't really use. I had the Vive, like the HTC Vive, since it was like the new hot headset. But I got it in 2017 type of thing, and I think at the time I think I started playing just after Half-Life Alyx came out around that time, early 2020, early to mid 2020, and I just kind of went from there, and yeah, it all went from there.
As far as I go, I'm kind of around in the same area, at least for time frame. I have friends everywhere pretty much because I've been all across the board on the internet as far as things go. Friends in Australia and stuff, and they're like, hey, you should try this game. It's called VRChat. And booting that up on desktop 2020, oh boy. Yeah, it started a thing. I think I got my first headset in 2021 or 2022. Actually, before I met Marcella, it was funny because right as I got it, I met Marcella in a really close friend group of mine. They're like, "Wait, you've never been in VRChat in VR?" And I'm like, "No, I have no idea what this is gonna be like." And it started a whole thing between that, and I just kind of went down the rabbit hole of, oh, this is really cool. I really like this. This is so much fun. And it spiraled.
Thank you very much. Something I'd also like to know is what got you into the group in the first place, and this is a question for all three of you.
I think for me, for VRCKmart, it originally started in kind of the old group. I won't get too much into the old group, but I just remember checking out the original version of this world, basically, like the very original SDK2 version that was not very well made, and walking around the store and overhearing some of the people within the group at the time I overheard them talking. I was like one aisle over, them saying, "Oh yeah, we need more Udon developers for the new map that they're working on," and that ended up being Super K. And I just, at the time I was starting to get into working on more code, like C# Udon. I was trying to get into more coding, and I just popped around saying, "Hey, I know a bit about it. I could probably help," and it went from there. And no, and with the newer group, I won't get into how it all started, but I didn't expect myself to end up becoming the owner of the newer group, but I because I just was kind of fascinated by the idea of Kmart, I kind of just started helping developing for the worlds, and it kind of went from there until what we have now of me being the owner. It's just now, if you asked me at that time if you told me at that time I'd become the owner of the group, I would not believe you.
I got a question for him, one. Unless, oh, okay, my bad.
Demonetized if
I was muted. I'm very good at VRChat.
goodness.
The giant red icon wasn't enough to tell me. Well, that should already tell you how I got here, if I can't even figure out how the mute system works. I kind of like being goofy. It all started when I was in a world, I think it was the Morningstar Hotel, and the LPD came in the world, and then I joined the LPD, and they started going to the Kmart world, and then I was like, oh, I had a Kmart near me, and so I applied, and then I got in, and then I just became an associate there, and started having a lot of fun, and then I somehow managed to become one of the main developers, and I don't even know how that happened, but it did, and now I have to deal with some of this mess. I mean, amazing work.
As far as I go, you can actually thank Marcella here. Yeah, Marcella's actually the whole reason. So actually, going back to my first interactions being in VR for the first time, funny enough, was in fact a VRCKmart. Well,
wasn't it Kmart Express?
Yeah, it was actually Express. Funny enough.
I think we still have a photo somewhere of that.
I do. I have so many photos. It was my first experience ever. Figuring out the camera was fun. First time ever messing with any of this stuff. Going, what is this wizardry? You know. But Mars was like, you've never seen a Kmart in your entire life? Like, you don't even know what one looks like? I've got something for you. I've got something in store for you. So we went to Express. Made an entire disaster of Express because of all the pickups and stuff. Piled them all in the back of the register, just having a grand old time, you know, classic Express stuff. And realized that I could be an associate during that time. Applied, immediately got hired on. Kind of climbed a little bit, and no, yeah, it just kind of, I had a lot of good memories. Made a lot of wonderful friends from it. It's got a lot of good memories to it. So, and I've continued to keep it as much as I can since.
Mm-hmm. My question for you, three of you, since you've made the world Kmart, where'd you get your inspiration to make the Kmart the way it is here? Did you get a, hey, I got a picture here, that type of deal? Or you just crammed everybody's mind going, hey, let's build this and make it look like this, that type of deal? How'd you guys come up with the inspiration to build what you're standing on now?
That's probably more on me because I did the most work on this map. Uh, basically, usually how I do it is that this one's more of a combination of like multiple Kmarts, not exactly based on one specific one, but it's kind of started more in the old group where we would usually just be like brainstorm and be like, what designs look nice from like they had, because they had many different styles of Kmarts, and they all had like basically a number. Like they had like this one's is technically more a series 39, and I think it was like the older style, or the older main store. The original SDK2 version was more on I think it was like series 36. I think it was. I don't remember at the moment, but that was the more blocky classic design. But when we were developing this newer version of the map, we saw the more rounded design of the Series 39, and we're like, that feels a bit more nicer of like a Kmart used those as more of the flagship ones back when they're actually doing well. And we're like, you know what, we want to make it feel like this is a flagship. So we tried to take more designs from a Series 39 and went from there. And it's more of just looking at different photos, mainly on Flickr, like just like different places that we can find online. Sometimes just on Google Images, just doing some searches online, trying to find images of like different parts of the store. Hell, I even found a full-on blueprint of a Kmart that is like what I based a lot of the layout on. And somebody was selling photocopies online of a blueprint of an actual Kmart. And that helped me a lot in figuring out where things are placed, where things are supposed to go, and stuff like that.
Nice.
Thank you for sharing that. That's pretty cool. Something I'd like to know is, how did you find the specific information and layouts for the specific models between each of the stores and the layouts for each Kmart in specific?
There's a few pages online of people that have written down all the different series and like some photos of the different series. And I think if you just look it up online, you can find the page. And there's other retail enthusiasts that are that like to write down exactly what style that store was, and you can usually tell by the like how they were laid out, how they were designed, by what series they were. Like I said, with the Series 39, if you look behind me, they have like very much a very rounded design on the entrances. They're not blocky, and I think some of the older ones had a lot more blocky ones. Some of the later ones had more of a rounded. And there's like I said, a page where you can see all the stores that came out, stores that existed. There's a spreadsheet that people have made of all this, every single Kmart that existed, and basically what they were, where they were, and what style they were.
I'm not too familiar with you guys, but do you guys roleplay as staff in VRCKmart? And what do you do? Like, what kinds of things do you do during a roleplay?
Normally we try to have we do have a group, as you know, and that group not only hosts the worlds and stuff, but it also has our roleplay events, and we do have roleplay, and our associates, we like to give them a lot of fun and have them interact with customers in interesting and entertaining and sometimes really funny ways.
We're not totally serious on the roleplay usually. We just want to have fun usually.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a game, and everyone should be able to have fun in a game.
Absolutely.
The idea is to the idea was to like basically preserve Kmart for the future, because a lot of these stores are being demolished or disappearing, and basically preserve it while having a bit of fun with some roleplay mixed in, basically. Yeah, from what I understand, it was originally mainly for preservation, and then later on, roleplay got mixed in more and more, and it's for fun, because they can't all just preservation. You need to have a bit of fun with it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ask any tough question, but something else I'd like to know is what has been your favorite moments from inside the group over time?
I think for me, my favorite moment was, or development-wise, I would say my favorite moment was when we were all in the developer VC and Marcella accidentally started uploading a test build of the map to the live version. And
yeah, it had unfinished lighting, and I accidentally uploaded it to the actual main world ID by accident. And
the panic in that
like,
channel was amazing.
Fuck.
Oh, what have we done?
Roleplay wise, I would say we have an associate who goes by Demonic, and they roleplay as a cardboard cutout of a pharmacist, like a pharmacist poster from Kmart, and its name is Judy, and it's just a bunch of voice lines they have.
It's like they're pretending to be kind of like basically pretending to be kind of like an AI and just trying to be as annoying to deal with as possible with customers.
Oh gosh.
Like a real AI.
It's got to be one of the most entertaining things.
I love just going over there and just watching people try to get what they want to happen. For me, I think it's more the VRChat event. I really loved that event that we did. It was so stupid, and it's just like having VRChat, a character taking over the entire store and trashing it, making it look like it's a run over, like a full-on takeover of VRChat and stuff like that. And that was a very fun thing to have the community go with, and I think it went on for a little bit longer than we should have, but in the end, it was still very fun to be like, oh, the rats took over. We have a lot of these joke memes and stupid crap that we just throw in. And it's kind of like a day, on April Fool's, kind of a day for us. Just throw whatever's on our mind. Whatever stupid pops into mind, throw it in. like for example, as the rat event was ending, we had the exterminator truck outside.
Wow.
We went all into that event. It was very stupid, and I loved it.
Oh yeah.
I got another. She's still going. No. You keep going. Sorry, I forget there's 3 of them here, and it's a bad thing.
No, it's all good. Don't worry. As far as my favorite memory, there's a lot. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of good memories. I'm trying to think of just one of them. If I'm honest completely though, I can't think if it's associate event or not. That's my biggest thing. I'm like, it was an event. I can't remember, Mars. Do you remember, was it the Halloween party? Or the where we had the DJ and everything?
I think it might have been.
That was a long time ago. That may have been previous, but that had to have been probably one of my more favorite points, but at the same time, I think my favorite memory is that first night. Just having you all there and completely terrorizing the entire place and taking the go-karts everywhere and crashing into each other. I remember at one point in time, I think I got flung into the stratosphere, and mind you, my first time being in VR, yeah, that was an experience.
Oh, I bet it was.
I got motion sick very quickly. Between that and then I think when they showed me Super K, they're like, oh yeah, sit on the merry-go-round, and oh no, don't sit on that thing. If you've ever sat on it, you will know, you will find out it is the perfect speed. It's
designed to make you nauseated. It's designed to be at the right speed to be with your headset to try to make you nauseated.
So bad. They tricked me onto it. And immediately,
it was
no.
Stupid thing that was made in the old group. Like, why don't we just make it the right speed to mess with people?
You are a cruel person.
Okay.
So if you jump on that, it could very easily get nauseated if you're not, even if you don't get motion sickness normally, they can still probably get motion sickness from that thing because it's about the right speed that your frame of your headset does, so that's why it feels off.
Yeah, and considering I'm not easily motion sick, and that immediately I was like, oh, I feel like queasy. Get me off of this thing. How do I get off? Oh, it was a good experience.
No, my question for it is, when you guys are planning out an event, what methods do you go through to get it all the way to it's at the tail end? I'm curious.
On the world side of things, we normally get told about an event, or we notice that, oh, there's an event in the Discord server that no one bothered to ping me about. Guess I better start working on a map.
Yeah.
But usually we usually have our marketing team, which are very talented. I love them so much. We usually ask them to get us some posters and assets we can throw in the map on like all the billboards and stuff to like kind of advertise the event to the public and kind of theme everything around it whenever possible. Like for Halloween, let's just say there may be some more black lights in the map than usual.
Hey, finally! That gotta be like one of my favorite things. I love it. Spooky season's my season.
Thank you very much for answering that. I appreciate it. And what did you guys think about doing the VRChat event back in April Fool's Day? What did you guys think about doing? What did you prepare for it? And what was your community's response to seeing the VRChat run around?
I would say that event was very fun. It actually taught us, Meal at least, a lot about where and when to do jokes, because I just threw everything everywhere, and when I did a test build with some of my friends, they were like, this is a little too much. So it really taught me the scale of where to draw the line at certain jokes, but once I dialed it in and got everything nailed to where I thought it would work, and we pushed it out on April 1st, people loved it. It seemed, as far as I knew, there weren't many complaints. People thought it was really funny, stupid, and just all around chaotic. Just, they go to one world, there's a rat. They change worlds, there's still a rat.
And it was, I think, very interesting to have be on the dedicated world tab on VRChat, because at the time they put us all in a tab for people to check out all the worlds that are participating in the April Fool's event, and having that influx of people that never really that might not have really come to the Kmart before, come into it in their first experience being a VRChat event, and just us being kind of having fun and being stupid about it, and yeah, it was a really fun event to have.
Sorry, you're all good. No worries. I didn't even get to. I think that was the one event I'm actually sad that I missed. Getting to hear about it, it sounds like.
I mean, we do have an archived version of the world still. We go around the side of the Super K. We have archived versions next to the dumpsters. So, if any of you missed that, you can still go check it out through those archived portals. We keep a few archived versions of maps every so often for people that missed an event, or if we thought that version of map was pretty cool for us to make, we'll upload a separate version when we're about to remove it, and just in case somebody want to go back to it or check it out later. I think we have the last Christmas, the Christmas last year as well, because that one on Christmas Day we had the store closed, and some people really liked the look of the store inside being all all the lights turned off inside the store. So I uploaded another version of that as kind of an archive. Yeah.
We say the store is closed. There is one secret entrance, but you have to find it yourself.
What do your events usually look like, may I ask? Do you guys theme around holidays as an example?
We've done quite a few. Usually they're themed around different holidays, different events that we do, and the next one, I think one of the next ones is Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, because we thought it was we kind of started a joke about doing a sale on Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, as a joke. So we see him around the map around September song, and usually have fun with that.
Well, do you remember the 21st night of September? Because I sure don't.
And it's more of like an event for us to have fun, and that's kind of how we do it. Is usually like around holidays that we do events, but we sometimes pick at random times to do like on the clock events where we get all our associates in the world and just to have fun. Sometimes we pick random days just to do other things. It doesn't have to be around the holidays.
What have been some of your favorite events you guys have done over time, may I ask?
Yeah.
One event I remember in an old group that I still was one of my favorites was when they had the Animaniacs take over in the old group. One time there's like I think it was like a joke at the time, like those early days of the old group, that they did the Animaniacs take over the Animaniacs Trash the Store, and that was one of my favorite ones. In the current group, I think the April Fool's one and I think the Christmas one are my favorites. Because like you have two different styles. You have us just being very jokey, and in the Christmas one, you have a very much a closed-looking store where the lights are off on the inside. You can go inside. I think a couple of people really liked the feel of it, and like I think fell asleep in the store from what I remember. So
I mean, it is pretty cool.
I think those are personally my favorite ones.
I think one of my favorite was the New Year's event. We did in Super K. We basically black lighted the whole store and basically became like a party map. People like to say that it looked like a roller skating rink, which I thought was kind of funny. And then I saw it when when in uni. I was like, oh, yeah, that does make sense. But that was fun because it did, a lot of people did like that the clocks actually showed your time. They like that when it hit midnight, I had flame effects go off at midnight. Be like, hey, yeah, it's the next year. And it taught me a lot about how to get lighting to look not bad, because lighting is one of those things that you think is easy and it's not, and it's one of the things that you may take for granted when you look at a world.
As far as mine goes, I'm biased. I'm extremely biased. Fall is like my favorite season, so any holidays, any events that land through there, it's like, oh, I'm immediately in love with them. It's perfect. Typically, the Halloween events have always been. Doesn't matter which one. I'm actually really excited to see what our development team has in store. Honestly, I've been so keen on not even looking just to make sure I'm surprised by it, just because I'm excited to see. They do wonderful work. But by far, it's got to be any of the Halloween for me.
Oh, how did you guys decide to lay the store out for holidays, like Halloween as an example? Did you guys like make up how the store would lay out, or did you guys use what information from the store would actually look like at that time?
I'd say a mixture of both on that. A little bit on like actual Kmart because we still have some like banners and stuff from what they used, like recreations of like advertisements banners. Like I think it's the Totally Cool. I think it was that they would usually use Kmart wise. So we have that where we theme the sales stuff around what they actually do, but usually we have our own spin to it that we like to throw in. We don't like to just do that. We like to add the spin, like adding the black lights and stuff like that.
Some creative liberties here and there.
Yeah.
Something else I'd like to ask is how many different versions of the map do you guys have between what's in VRChat and what you guys didn't upload and save between everything?
Oh boy.
Yes.
The best way to
Whoa,
explain
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Who in the hell has been you been he rubbing off on you? Because he says that crap to me all the time. Yes.
I say yes all the time to different people. I'm just like they ask me a question, I'm just like yes.
Yeah, boy.
I do the same exact thing. Raptor sometimes I have to do a world hop. Do you want to go here or do you want to go there?
Yes. And then go, shit.
It's
almost
elections,
almost as
sometimes
bad
there's
as
yes.
it's almost as bad as asking your mom, "Hey mom, can I go over to Billy's house?" Go ask your father. You spend 20 minutes bouncing back and forth as a tennis racket between the two parents. Yeah, it's a yes. Yeah, no, you don't go nowhere.
It's either that or it's I don't know, can you?
And
Hate
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, that's the other one, yeah. Oh boy.
But yeah, we have a lot of versions of the maps. A lot of times they're just like different versions that we work on, or like sometimes experimental versions, or just like we have a couple of like dev versions uploaded to VRChat, like this one that we're in right now, where it's not quite like where we upload like work in progress versions where we want to test it in VRChat to make sure it's all good before we upload to VRChat, and depends on what we're doing, but there is a lot of versions that we have stored around.
Something else I'd like to know is, do you guys have any favorite map or store variants, like the one behind you as an example?
I think my favorite variant is I don't know if I really have a specific favorite. I think for when it comes to like versions, I think I prefer working on main store. I think that's my favorite. But we call this version main store generally. That's how we call it internally. But this version of the store is generally what I like. But I do like the having fun with like the I think more of the fall era of the being able to add the different colors to the trees and stuff like that.
I think some of the best. I think some of the best variants are the ones that are in development or just like the developer testing builds. Either because they have some of the funniest bugs that are just so insanely stupid that we overlooked them. Like me forgetting a collider on the floor and you just fell through the map forever. That was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, look out for that one. It's a long Lulu down there. That's the ladies' bathroom. Everybody's falling through that one. I don't know why. Can't figure out why.
I mean, when Super K originally released in the old group, I remember they forgot to add the collider in the old automotive, and so people would walk into automotive and just fall through the map.
Oh well, there goes my 10mm.
I've done that in this map too, where I just somehow accidentally overrode all the colliders in the map while importing FPX. Don't know how, and you just like I upload it and I join in and I'm just infinitely flying through the map.
Jesus.
It happens a lot, honestly. More than it really should.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I got one.
Go for it.
I got one for actually for all three of them. If somebody come out of the blue and comes up and asks you what's it take, and I'd like to do what you're doing, what advice would you give them for the first time being in VR, doing something?
Run,
like this?
run like the wind. Run away.
run away.
Don't.
Wow, that's right to the point. That's okay.
No.
I got you. No problem.
Don't do it.
Whatever you do.
Wow. Get off VR. Take your helmet off and go. Can I have my money back, please? Thank you. Come again. Yeah, I got you. Understand.
Take it off. Go outside, breathe some air. It's okay.
If you're willing
okay.
to deal with some of the crap that happens within these types of groups, I'd say it's like the best thing to do is find a thing that works for you. Don't just copy somebody else. Always try to figure out what feels great for you when your group, like if you're starting like a group on VRChat, don't just be like the 15,000 hangout group. That's, in my opinion, like too many of them on VRChat. And like find something that's unique and like something that works for you. And like for example, if you want to do what we're doing here and preserve like a store, pick a different store and like be like, oh yeah, I want to preserve this store that was in my local area that doesn't exist anymore, but I have a bunch of photos of. Pick something like that and just have fun with it. I think my best advice is to just have fun with it. And best thing to do, I find in VRChat, is just don't be too strict about it. This is a platform to just have fun. This is not real life. You don't have to be ultra strict about it.
As far
I
as
think the
things go
advice-
from... Oh, sorry, demonetized.
I'd say the advice I would pretty much give is, like Mar said, like have fun with it, but also don't be afraid to ask for help, because there are a lot of people out there who will be more than happy to guide you in the right direction if you need resources or just help getting something to work the way you want it to work.
I know there's a few times early on that I asked in the old group, asked in the VRChat Discord when I was having a couple issues, and there was a lot of like people that were like, yeah, they just do this, and it fixed my problem.
I think my best advice for it, as far as things go, and especially when, trying to, I guess, create something new or try something, developing. The best advice I could probably give for it is don't be afraid to try something. It may seem daunting. You're gonna run into bumps. You're gonna probably run into little issues here, but never give up on it. Never, I know a lot of people will kind of stop before they've gotten far or, like give up and stuff, but keep at it. That's like the best advice I could possibly give. It's like, you never know where it could take you, where you might. I mean, life's too short not to, live a little. A way of life for a lot of people. I've known people that have sat there and been, oh yeah, I just did it for fun, and then all of a sudden you just, like what Monetize have helped create. It's a wonderful place, and it's kind of crazy to think about it. I mean,
yeah, I kind of did it originally for fun as well, and I ended up becoming the owner. So
things can happen wildly. Things happen crazily, but that's life. Do it to the best.
I actually have a question for Demonetized here. Was VRCKmart the first time you touched Unity, or what did you do before, and how did you get to where you are now? Are you enjoying the episode you're watching so far? Then feel free to check out the rest of the stuff we have over here in the Metaverse Degen network. We have other interviews from everyone from VRChat staff to VCAT and PJKT. We talked with world builders and creators. So if you want to learn more about VR and VRChat, check it out. Also, we have a actual play podcast, Hold My L, which honestly we're just a bunch of idiots rolling dice. So if you like that kind of thing, feel free to come hang out with us over there. And if you should find any other socials and stuff, you can go on metaversedegen.card.co. Over on Patreon, we actually started putting the pre-show content for Hold My L, which like we talk about before the show, and as we all kind of start funneling into the world, getting ready. So if you want to go see that as well, feel free to go to our Patreon, which if a few people already subscribed, we'd like to give a special thanks to Frozen, Future Oracle, Aliquum, Niche, and Forbidden Zero. Thank you very much. Funny little hint, Forbidden Zero is also the DM.
For me, I did a little bit of Avatar stuff, but I never touched Worlds. And then I got into Kmart, and I was just like, well, let's. It can't be that hard, right? I was wrong. I was so wrong. Oh god.
That was your first mistake. You underestimated Unity.
My first mistake was installing Unity. But that's besides the point. I think one of the things the big things that working on Kmart has taught me is how to get things to look right, how to get players to go where you want them to. Not to say that we're manipulating what you're thinking, but every game does this, and you don't realize it. It's a thing you should look into if you are curious about psychology and stuff. But it's really cool to think that just having a world that has specific lighting conditions or specific optimizations, like all these major factors that go into making something, you have to balance. And I've had a lot of fun figuring out what balances to make, what trade-offs I have to give for things to work and make the world not crash people.
Yeah.
Before I answer that question, going off the balances thing, I've been learning a lot how to balance realism, like trying to make this as accurate as possible to doing some creative liberties on like making it work better for VR and like VRChat and stuff like that. What that balance between the two. Like I can go into ultra realism, but it might not be fun. Like, do I want to go in the other way a little bit just to make it a bit more fun, or do I want to keep that very realistic look and stuff like that? And but I did dabble with like avatars and worlds beforehand. I had Unity a little bit beforehand in general, but never too much. I still have one like early world before I actually touched Blender. An Amtrak train that I was recreating in VRChat. It's terrible. You'll lag if you go into it. It'll lag out your PC. Like even like modern computers, it lags out because I did it all with cubes.
Wait,
But
you did that on a straight cube?
yes, I did that all out of cubes. My original map on VRChat.
Oh my god, it's like old main store all over again.
Oh no.
But I dabbled in that. I then got into the Midnight Munchies, helped him out with some Udon. Still wasn't that into it at the time. I think I was still using Udon Graph before I went to Udon Shop. I'm a lot happier with Udon Shop than Udon Graph personally. But but it wasn't until I got into my Kmart is when I really started to work on worlds and stuff like that. And I personally actually prefer working on worlds over avatars and stuff like that. I not exactly the biggest fan of working on avatars.
Well, I guess that works out for me because these two work on the worlds. I do not work on worlds. I have no sense of world building whatsoever. I've been dabbling in it a little bit, but most of my focus is actually avatars. I've been working between part of it was high school for me as far as Unity goes. I had to dabble a little bit in Unity because I was doing game development class. And my teacher had suggested, he looked at me, he's like, have you ever tried Blender? I was like one of the first students to sit there and dissect Blender down to, okay, I gotta figure out this, I gotta figure out this. How does this work? How do I make this work? And he's just like, okay, you are the fastest person I've seen. He's like, I don't know how you figured out how to do that so quickly, because I literally picked up a tablet, literally downloaded Blender, started working. He's like, within 20 minutes, I was starting to figure out how to use it. And he's like, I'm impressed. And mind you, for the most part, I'd been a completely 2D artist. Never dabbled in 3D before. And it just kind of spiraled into this whole thing. And now here I am, years later, I'm constantly using Blender, doing avatar work, creating stuff with the SDK. Constantly. You can ask, actually. 95% of my free time is spent working on avatars and fixing things.
Yeah, most of the time when in a call in the friend group, you have Unity open.
I 9 times out of 10, I have Unity open. I have a project right there, and it's avatar stuff. And 9 times out of 10, it's like, Mav, you have free time? I'm like, I have a project open. Mav, for the
you say that, time. And then like for the you say that, and then you just go make like food for the next hour and leave Unity open and do nothing.
Because I'm sitting there thinking, how do I gotta fix things what I gotta do when I'm doing it. You know, it's just part of the process. You know, it's just how it ends up happening. The funniest thing is, VRChat wasn't originally how I actually got into Unity and fixing like things. It was Blender and actually VTubing. Funny enough, trying to fix V-Rates. Funny enough, those are fun. Not really, but you know. That's is what it is. But trying to figure those out, and then I wanted to sit there. I'm like, okay, let me port it to VRC, and that's where that started. And then teaching myself the SDK, how things work, controllers, all the fun stuff. It was a process. I've had to make some very janky janky things before. Just the process of learning it. It's fun. It's one of my favorite things.
I've got a question here. What kinds of items do you have in your toolkit when working in things like Unity or Blender?
I mean, Marth uses a lot of Blender. In fact, according to Steam, they have 2,442.5 hours.
Yeah, I run Blender through Steam. I'm one of the people that decides to run Blender through Steam. But yeah, for me it's more Blender, Unity. I was originally Visual Studio for coding wise, but since I'm on Linux now, main computer, I've switched to Rider, I think it was, and I use for like any images. When I was on Windows, I was using Photoshop, but I've been learning a lot of Creature lately since now I'm on Linux. I think I figured out a way to get Windows set up a VM for me to use Photoshop again, but I've been learning a lot of Creature lately. Was dabbling in Substance as well. I like dabbling in all of the programs needed for like modeling and coding and stuff like that. But those seem to be generally my main ones I mess with when it comes to working on these worlds and stuff like that.
I mostly use things like GIMP, Affinity, Unity, a little Blender. I don't know Blender for jack shit. But I do some graphics. I do a lot more programming, so I just like Martha use Rider because Visual Studio kind of sucks, honestly. But it's a lot of tools that we have, and they're really good tools, and people should use them more.
As far as I go for my tool set, that's a big toolbox I've got right there. Most of what I do end up using is mostly Blender, for the most part, but as well as Clip Paint Studio, Photoshop. If I'm working on any kind of audio sources, gotta love our free stuff, But Substance Painter, pretty much anything you could probably when it comes to Avatar. As far as things, mostly Blender.
When you're making maps for VRCKmart, how do you guys guide players through the world, may I ask?
I believe that, if I recall from what I was told, when you have an area in a game, like any kind of game, you want to go towards things that are brighter and have more light to them. So in a way, that's kind of what we do, is by making the parking lot not have as much light and have it be kind of dark and gloomy, it kind of makes you want to go in the store and see all that's in the store. And to give the feeling of specific, like emotions, you can change the color of the lighting. You can have post-processing effects like some bloom or some chromatic aberration. You can do all kinds of things to change what you're trying to convey, and that's really what it boils down to, is what are you trying to tell the player.
Do you do anything special with the floor plans or the layouts when working in Unity?
Not quite. I usually just use the floor plans to just get an idea of what they did in real life. And when it comes to Unity, generally it's mainly what Demonetize said there. Is mostly what you have to do is kind of figure out that. But in Unity, sometimes you have to kind of think about sightlines sometimes, and not really guide the player, but sometimes you have to think of the performance of the player, because a lot of times in real life the stores don't have a lot of walls in the store, but in Unity a lot of games would have ways to deal with that, because being able to render from standing at the entrance and rendering the DIY section from all the way across the store, it can be a little bit performance heavy sometimes. So stuff like that, you have to kind of learn on how to maybe get the player to look in a different direction, or maybe get the player to like how do we get it so that the player won't see this directly or see like a lower poly version of that thing.
I don't know what kind of graphics card Earth runs, but it's got to be really good. Well, I mean, it's the Earth. You can see for miles on a clear day.
Oh, I mean, unless you don't have glasses or need glasses.
Oh, if it's a foggy day.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering. What would someone who's new who wants to join VRCKmart, what would they have to look forward to in order to like join the group? What would they have to learn? And what would they have to look forward to when starting out?
For like if they're trying to join the associates, you go through like a very light training. We're not too serious on it, just to give you like usually the more of the basics of like the group and like the layout of the store and stuff like that. And then you become associate. You have to be 18 plus to become an associate. There was issues in the past for people being under 18, so it's in the old group. So in the newer group, we decided to make it just. In this group, we decided, you know what, 18 plus. But you can hang out in the group if you're like if you're within the legal age to play VRChat, which I think is like 13 plus, if I remember correctly.
I believe so.
But basically, yeah, if you hang around the group, you can hang around, like join the Discord if you're like under 18, above 13. But you can't become an associate. But if you're above 18 and want to become an associate, you just apply through a Google form. Every so often, we look through that, and we look for people that are like active in the Discord. So if you don't send any messages, your application will just become pending, because we want to see that you're actually active, not just throwing the application in just because. So usually, if you say something in the Discord, you get accepted, and you go through the quick training, and then you become an associate. Of course, during the application, you pick your 2 departments you want, if I remember correctly.
You
Oh,
pick
one.
primary. You pick
Primary,
primary.
right.
Primary. In which you can have secondary ones.
Later, after the training, you can pick some secondary ones.
What kind of departments can they choose from when they start out?
They can pretty much pick any, like most departments in the store. There's like pharmacy, bakery. Bakery is only in Super K though. You can pick like
Portrait studio.
portrait studio, customer service, stuff like that. You can layaway, automotive, like pretty much all the departments you can pick, and we don't enforce that too much. We usually are like, yeah, those are your main departments, but even if you're not a part of another department, we don't mind you going over and just helping out in the other department. But it's more of just like that's your main department, and the secondary department you want it, you should go to. But yeah, we don't mind you going to other departments. We're not too strict on that.
What kinds of tasks would they do in each department when they during an event? Do you guys have specific things you want them to do, or did you kind of stand around and hang out?
Generally, it's more of a hangout where you just hang out, man your department. Like the on-the-clock events are usually what we do with associates. We just promote associates to come into the world, hang out by the department, or hang out in different areas of the store. It doesn't have to be any department, but generally man your department, hang around, interact with different shoppers, and just have a bit of fun.
What are some of your most memorable moments with people in the group? Maybe customers that come through the world, anything like that, Mask?
In the old group, I remember that is a hard one, but I know in the old group, there used to be a person that came around a lot that was always played as Waluigi, and did like a perfect Waluigi voice, and was just in Waluigi avatar and made jokes about it all the time, and like it was just like perfectly acting as Waluigi, and it's always just fun to interact with them in the old group. In the new group, I don't have any it's hard to pick because there's so many like different experiences that you have. Some weird, like some good, some bad. There's so many different experiences that you run into. It's kind of hard to really decide which one.
I'd say mine are pretty much anything. Like most of the customer experience I had are just the LPD like shopping for things in the world, like on their patrol, and then finding some reason to arrest me, like having a bad world or being a stinky developer, or just some like really stupid reason. And I just love it. They're
Or the
having
LPD
fun.
just
I'm having
randomly getting
fun.
into the gunfight in the world.
We've had to spend so much money patching that ceiling. It's insane.
I think that's the one thing I've never really had an interaction with them. Out of the amount of times I've seen them in Worlds, but never really had an interaction before. I don't think, as far as it goes. But as far as my favorite, I don't know. Actually, this was a more recent one. I think people were just kind of looking around the offices because everything in the back's super open and stuff, and you can kind of look around and stuff. The Monetize here thought it'd be a funny idea in Super K to turn basically my entire office into cookies. Due to a little old joke because I used to be part of bakery department and I love cookies. I'd do anything for a cookie. And so it's just a fun joke. I was like, oh yeah, no, people come in, especially if I bring them in for, a talk being the assistant manager. It's okay if you're stressed, go ahead and take a bite out of the desk. It's a cookie. It helps relieve my stress out of the day.
Take a chunk out of the desk and go.
And I think I have this person look at me and go, look at the desk, look at me, look at the desk. Like, I can take a bite. I was like, yeah, you can take a bite out of it. It's okay. And they're like, they looked up at me in like complete shock and horror.
It's such a stupid joke. I just took the cookie texture from the bakery and I just like, let's just shove it on the wall. Fuck it.
Yeah. Just our little fun joke between that and the is the small sink still a cookie? Is that still cookie texture
yeah.
too?
Okay, she also has a small sink, and she has a big sink and a small sink, and I have it in Unity named as the Shrink.
Shrink.
It is so small.
Shrink.
Oh,
because it shrunk down. And it's a sink. Therefore, it's a shrink.
Oh boy.
How many memes and jokes do you guys have from inside your own group and community, Mask? What kinds of things that are memorable to you?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I
many.
There we
yes
go.
question.
Yeah, another yes question.
There's
so many there's so many like little jokes, inside jokes that form within the group of like people having fun and just like joking around about things. I don't really think I have any specific ones that are like you have like the cookie ones that are like jokes about us. Recently, we've had a little bit of an inside joke about AI, like joking around saying AI is going to replace the entire development team and like the entire like marketing development. It's going to replace everything within the group. Everything's going to be AI type of joke, and we've just been joking about that recently and stuff like that. We just those are like I think the ones more recent ones that I can think of.
Or in the bathrooms in Super K, there's now a sign that says "Associates must stop crying before returning to work."
Yeah.
Or another one. Or what I did the other day.
Wow.
There's an Employee of the Month poster in the break room, and right now it is a forklift.
Wait, you made it a forklift? I hadn't seen that yet.
You can tell
and
she's
I think
not good at her job.
Days. I think the post in the back also says like days without an accident 0.
If you look at the maps, look close enough, you will find them.
There's a lot of like jokes that we do when we develop stuff. Like I think there's like a can of chili inside the microwave.
Oh, now it's
In
the
the-
Project
the
Fresh
back room.
paint
Can of
can.
chili. At least
It's
it's
now
not food, not a
Yeah, it's the Project Paint can. It's even worse.
Yeah.
Stuff like that where you just have fun doing like little tiny things. If you really look at them, you see them, and you're like, why? Just us having a little fun when developing.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to ask the last couple of questions before we start wrapping things up here. Where did your VRChat name come from? Why do you still use it?
Demonetized just came from, I think, 2017, 2018, when YouTube was going through that whole, like, demonetizing everyone for literally everything. Interestingly, they're doing that again now, but that's besides the point. But I thought it would be funny. Well, I tell people it's because the AI of YouTube wouldn't detect the misspelling, but in reality, I was a child and I was stupid and I couldn't fucking spell. And I just haven't bothered to fix it.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, for me, I actually had a different name before coming out as transgender, and it was my old name, and Thomas 007, Mark Thomas 007. I don't mind saying it. Mark Thomas 007, because as I was a kid, I used my name and two things I liked: Thomas the Tank Engine and James Bond. Weird, completely weird combo, but that was my brain at the time. And when I came out as trans, I didn't want to, of course, pick my new name, Marcella, and I was been wanting to get more into VTubing because I really like the idea of it, and I want to do that more. And I've even been streaming a little bit more lately. Light promotion of that. I'm going to try to do that more. But since I wanted to change my name, I wasn't sure what to name it, and I was like, you know what? I'll just go with the classic Marcella VT since nobody else has that. Because I'm wanting to get more into VTubing and stuff like that.
It is pretty unique. As far as mine, actually, comes as a funny story, a little bit of a nerdy one. Mavrin actually came about because I am a little bit of an old-fashioned Skyrim nerd. I really liked, I don't know why Maven Blackbriar was just so called out to me. It's a little niche, but for some reason that was just one of my favorite sounding NPC names, and because of different quest lines, all that fun stuff. I won't get into details. I'll nerd out to forever, and we'll be here for hours. But I didn't know what to name myself originally. I didn't really have an online persona at the time at all. And I'm like, well, I can't use my real name. I have too much anxiety for that. Which I applaud you for. I was like, you know what? I'm like, I don't know why I like the way that I'm I was like, I would do Maven, but I'm like, that's just too on the nose. I was like, okay, Mavrin? I was like, I don't know. I kind of got it. It has a good ring to it, and it just kind of stuck with me. The Arex part, I have no idea where in my brain I came up with that. That was random. I was just like, it sounds kind of cool. I guess it works, you know. But it was just, an amalgamation of just random things. I'm like, that's kind of cool. But actually, wait. Oh no, I know why it's Arex, because for a long time, one of my old nicknames, actually for my sister, had Rex in it for some reason. And everyone's like, oh, is it dinosaurs? I'm like, not exactly. I think it was because I was a terror to her, but who knows? I have no idea. It stuck.
I think adding on a little bit to the Marcella part, the Marcella, when I chose the new name after coming out as trans, I did a simple Google search on what was the feminine form of my old name, and is Roman Italian or something like that. Marcello is like the version of Mark, and the feminine form of that is Marcella, and it kind of just, when I looked at that name, it kind of just stuck. Like my brain is like, I like that,
It is
and
really
it stuck. Something like that. It was just like a Google search that ended up me on that name.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Now, the avatars used in VRChat, Where do they come from? Why do you use them? And is there anything about them that means anything to you?
Oh.
I just think the Mama Hanada is like kind of cute. It's silly, and just imagine seeing this creature like behind the register. You're like, you don't look qualified enough to work here, sir.
Pretty accurate for you.
Mine's that's kind of a loaded question for me because this avatar is just an evolution of my original. Like over time, I've modified it, changed it. The only original parts of the Avi from my very original version was the hand, this hand, and the tails are the only original parts from my original Avi. And over the years, I've just kind of edited it, modified it. I got some, like it's kind of a generic base that you kind of see everywhere, that I used originally, and some people might recognize it by the hand, because it had a mechanical hand. I could probably grab it out if I searched through my avatar list. It'd take me a bit to find it though. I kind of over the years just kind of tweaked it, modified it, made it more feel me until finally when I came out as trans, I really started modifying it and to the way it is now, where I kind of I like kit bashing for my Avi because I'm not the best at from scratch for avatars. That's why I prefer worlds. I'm not great at Avis. So I kind of got different assets online and threw them together. Got a head that had a face tracking support because I got a headset that supported face tracking. So.
So jealous.
Mav wants it.
I so do. I would love to have my hands on that thing. It's so cool.
Ha
But over the years, I kind of just modified it and made it feel me. I think that's the best way to put it. Just try to make it feel me, like what I want to look like. Most recent additions was the holographic cat ears on the top.
Which I love those so much. It's so nice. It's a nice touch.
That's what I consider the parts of my Avi, the tail, hand, and hair are holographic. That's what I consider them more holographic. They don't quite look holographic, but I didn't really go too much into the look.
As far as mine goes, I have a confession to make. I don't know if you all remember when Rindos became extremely popular back in the day, where they were everywhere.
Rindo?
Yes. Okay, so I do use partly Rindo. I kit bash a lot of assets, different assets I found on Booth and stuff, because Booth is one of my most it's an egregious addiction I have a little bit there. Constantly finding things. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that.
I avoid Booth because of that.
I have an issue. However, this is probably the amalgamation of years of. Originally, it was a pink Rindo, and then I'm like, oh, I want to put this outfit. Here, let me kit bash this. And after so many, kind of like Mars, after so many years of just trying to develop and switch things up and kind of get a right feel for it, this is a little bit of a hybrid between, I think it's Rindo. I have the Rindo face, but I have the Miltina body. Because I was just like, it's a wonderful sculpt. As an artist, I have to appreciate it. Especially knowing how much work goes into these things. I appreciate all the work that goes into these models and outfits and stuff. It's a wonderful thing when you actually get to know how the process is and whatnot. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like originally, my first one was a Vroid. I had a Vroid that I had thrown together, pieced together, and then quickly poured it over into VRC, which the Visings never worked with me. Nothing on that model worked with me. It was a completely different thing. At one point in time, I was a Spider Girl VTuber, which ironically I'm scared of spiders. Yep, that was a whole era in itself. And then I had a friend who was like, hey, have you seen Rindo before? And I'm like, oh, it's actually really cute. And they kind of said, well, Merry Christmas. I got it for you. And I was like, that is so cool. I'm in love with it, and it started a whole thing. I've not been able to stop. So yeah, that's how this all came to be. I do a lot of the retexture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, if anyone in the audience wishes to reach out and find you, where would they go to find you?
Discord.gg/Kmart.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the best
That's our
place to
home.
usually get a hold of us is there. If you ever need to ask us a few questions, you can ask us in the Discord usually, or if you want to do a classic email, we do have a public relations email that you can send to, and you can. I have my own personal email under our domain. It's public relation without an S. We made a mistake when doing the email, so it's public relation, not without the S. Technically, if you do it with the S, I think it still sends to the same email, but it's probably better to. You might want to double check that, but public relation at vrckmart.com, and you can also directly contact me through the other email, marcelavt at vrckmart.com as well, if you have questions. If you want to do a classic email for some of those questions. But it's probably better to do it in the Discord to just asking us through the Discord is probably a little bit better. You'd be more likely to get a response through the Discord than you would email.
As far as
quicker response.
As far as like inquiries and stuff like that, we do have a ticket system for most people that you can use. Between bug reports and like just general inquiries, whatnot.
Applying to be on like the development team and stuff like that, you have a specific ticket for that as well.
Yep.
Thank you all so very much for coming on. It's been an honor to learn about you and hear your story.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for having us.
It's been absolutely wonderful.
I was nervous the entire time, but I got through it. And
It feel like that.
I've never really gone through an interview, so like, yeah, it's like.
Well, you did so very well. Thank you very much for your time. It's been an honor to speak with you.
Appreciate the time you have for us.
Mm-hmm.
We will have everything you need to find them in the video description down below, as well as on the episode description on Spotify. Same place, same label. See you in the Metaverse, folks. And as always, Mr. Raptor, you know the thing.
You know, folks, no matter what, if you're in Kmart or anything like that, I feel like I've just escaped the toy aisle. And if you don't see me, I'm not under it. So don't worry about it. I'm out in the parking lot hiding under a tree. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye. I wonder if you can ride the train and go inside the fucking over there. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. How big that wall is.
It goes in there and goes around. Why? And it goes around.
Oh, it does. Holy shit.
Fuck yeah, it goes fucking around. I don't know where it goes. Like I said, I just got here. I don't know where everything is.
Huh.
We'll have to check this place out.
Definitely. We're going to have to.
There's another one. There's another one I got to show you that it's called the, yeah, hold on. Another one is called the Cozy Woods. That one's cool.
Oh, okay. We're definitely going to check that out too. There's a bunch we're going to have to check out.
Yeah, there's some new ones in.